Let's name him, okay? He's not your fucking kid. He's your son.
The mother of Lonzie Barton will be sentenced tomorrow on child neglect charges related to the death of her 21-month-old son. Lana Barton pleaded guilty to the charges in early January, then took to the stand to testify against her boyfriend, Ruben Ebron, who later then led police to the toddler's remains in Bayard.
In the shadows of society, there are children who are unfortunately born into a world that feels cold and unwelcoming. These children, so innocent and full of potential, are met with the harsh reality of parents who are either unable or unwilling to provide the love and care they so desperately need. Some children, instead of being cherished and nurtured, find themselves in the custody of those who are incapable of rising above their own turmoil. Their parents may be trapped in cycles of addiction, mental health struggles, or simply lost in the chaos of their own lives, leaving no room to consider the well-being of their children. Tragically, there are also those who face far more sinister fates. These children are born to monsters who carry darkness within, an evil that revels in the suffering of the innocent. For these little innocent souls, life becomes an unending nightmare, filled with trauma and fear. Their cries for help go unheard in the silence of neglect. The world loses them far too soon, their lives extinguished before they have the chance to shine, leaving behind only thoughts of what might have been. In today's video, we recount the tragic story of one of those children, 21-month-old Lonzie Barton. He was born to parents so trapped in their own wants, needs, and chaos, there was nothing left for this beautiful little boy whose short life was deprived of love and safety. The world was stunned by his shocking case, which splashed across headlines, leaving a trail of tears and outrage. So many people fell in love with little Lonzie after hearing his story, but unfortunately by then, it was tragically too late to save him. Before we go into the chilling details of Lonzie's case, let's take just a moment to respectfully honor his memory. Lonzie Aaron Ray Barton was born on August 24, 2013, in Jacksonville, Florida, to Lana and Christopher Barton. He was named after his maternal grandfather, Lonzie Larimore. Lonzie was an adorable little guy with the most mesmerizing blue eyes and bright blonde hair. He was tragically only 21 months old at the time of his death, just a toddler. Sadly, I couldn't find much more about little Lonzie. I scoured the internet and social media, trying to find any page that had photos and videos sharing happy times with him, and I just came up with nothing. I could only find a few photos from news reports about this case, but that's okay. He still matters immensely. He deserved to grow, to dream, and embrace a future that was cruelly stolen from him. As we honor his memory, let's vow not to let his story slip into a forgotten abyss. The world must remember what we lost, and those responsible for ending his precious life must carry the weight of their actions forever. They're still here, but Lonzie no longer has the chance to live, so we must ensure he still has a voice, and no one forgets who stole it from him. At approximately 2:20 a.m. on July 24, 2015, a 911 call came into Jacksonville, Florida authorities. The caller, a man named William Ruben Ebron, whom we will refer to as Ruben in this video, reported his car stolen. Then shockingly, midway through the call, he casually states there was a child in the car.
Jacksonville 911, respond.
Yes, I want to report a car stolen.
It's a 95 Honda Civic.
You know who stole it?
No, I don't. It's a 95 Honda Civic, and somebody just took off.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just check and make sure it wasn't towed or anything, all right?
It couldn't have been towed, not that quick. And my kid is in the back, still in the back of the car. My kid is in the back of the car.
Okay. What color is it?
It's a bright orange. You can't miss it. 95 Honda Civic.
Which way did it go?
I just seen it. I tried to run towards the street, but it looked like it went left, but I couldn't tell, man. By the time I got from the back of the neighborhood, I think had already.
Okay. Okay. Which way was the last scene going?
It looked like it was going left towards University.
Okay. Is your kid?
What's that?
Your kid is in the back seat, right?
Yes, in the back seat.
Can you describe the suspects?
I did not see. I went inside real quick, put on a movie, and by the time I came out, the car was gone. So.
Okay. Just stay on the line with me, all right? We have a lot of police coming.
Okay.
Concerned for the missing child, police responded quickly to Ruben's 911 call and located the car 15 minutes later, less than a mile away. The car was empty, which launched an investigation into what happened to the child, whom Ruben called Aaron, but who in fact was little Lonzy. Ruben used his middle name Aaron when making the call, which investigators found strange. An Amber Alert was issued using the name Aaron, but was later changed to Lonzy once investigators found Ruben had given them the wrong name initially. Ruben Ebron is Lonzy's mother, Lana's boyfriend. They were living together at the time, and Ruben would care for Lonzy and his 5-year-old sister while Lana worked nights as a stripper at Wacko's Gentlemen's Club. Ruben was a well-known drug dealer whom Lana often purchased illegal substances from. At some point, they fell in love, and realizing they were a match made in heaven, they moved in together. They had been living together for about 3 or 4 months when Ruben reported Lonzy was missing. It was the perfect environment for children, both adults constantly high, and Ruben would even take the kids on fun adventures with him as he delivered illegal substances to his upstanding clients, leaving the children in a running car in the middle of the night while he conducted his business. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. These poor kids were living in hell with these two. Lana was previously married to a man named Chris Barton, who was reported as Lonzy's father. He was no better, embroiled in addiction and abhorrent behavior, so little Lonzy seemed to have never stood a chance. 2 hours after Ruben's car was found, investigators brought him in for questioning. He told them he was going out around 1 a.m. to do some laundry at the laundromat before he had to pick up Lana from the strip club. He admitted they had a strange schedule, but because of the hours Lana worked, they would often do errands at night. He stated that he had Lonzy and his older sister with him in the car. They stopped at the gas station first, and he realized he forgot the laundry detergent, so he drove back home to grab it. He exited the car along with Lonzy's older sister, went inside, put on a movie for her, and went back out to the car to retrieve Lonzy, and then realized the car was gone. At some point after the 911 call, Lana called Ruben, wondering where he was. He told her what was going on with the car and asked her to get a ride home. It came out during the police interrogation that Ruben was actually going back home to retrieve an illegal substance for a deal, not laundry detergent. Investigators knew by getting Ruben to admit to the dealing and leaving the children unattended in the car, they would be able to hold him on drug and child neglect charges while they investigated Lonzy's disappearance. They had a strong suspicion that Ruben had something to do with it, but needed more evidence. They didn't have to wait long to catch Ruben in a lie, though. They were able to obtain security footage that poked holes in Ruben's stolen car story. The following interrogation footage shows investigators confronting Ruben with footage that shows his car leaving the apartment complex, then hauntingly shows Ruben running back towards the complex as if he drove the car to where it was found and then ran back to make the 911 call. It looks like Ruben staged the car theft to cover for what really happened to little Lonzy.
We had some video here that you might be able to help us with. You see that? This is your apartment complex. Okay. This is your entrance. Yeah. This is actually 152 real time.
Okay.
All right.
What are we looking for?
There's a car coming in. I think it's your car. That's your car. There's no doubt about that.
It's got a black hood.
Okay, so it's leaving. Now I've watched this over and over and over and over and over again, and I never see you come up.
Never see me come up.
Never see you come up. I do, however, see you walking back.
I came through the grass.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see you walking back through the grass. 9 minutes later.
I went out through the grass.
No, 9 minutes later.
What's that?
9 minutes later.
No, I went out through the grass.
No, but you're coming back 9 minutes later when you're saying you're calling 911.
When I was saying I was calling.
Well, according to you, you called.
When I left, I came out through here.
Well, you told us that you ran up the road.
I ran up and I was on this side.
Well, you should be
when
on
I
there.
came back, I came right back through the same spot, through the grass and stuff.
Okay, well, I see you walk back. But what I'm telling you is I see you walk back 9 minutes later.
After this car leaves.
But I'm not making that up. It's on video.
No, I don't think it was that long.
Well, we're
I'm
telling you
it's that long. It's on video. It's on the clock. I'm not just pulling that out of my ass. It's on the clock. You walk back 9 minutes later.
And I should have been right up in here going out.
But you aren't. But you are walking back. And that's the time,
Go back to where you can actually, can you show me?
yeah, where you walk back.
Yeah.
So this is where I get a little concerned. Not really concerned, just I need you to help me explain. There. That's you cooking it back to the apartment. All right. So that is 9 minutes after your vehicle left.
And that's right in line with the phone call being made to our dispatcher.
So what time the real times are, your vehicle leaves out of there at 2:06 and 53 seconds, okay? You walk back at 2:15 and 34 seconds, so that's 9 minutes, give or take a few seconds. 9 minutes, that's a long
That's a
time.
long time.
It took 9 minutes to walk from where that car was to your apartment. It's 6/10 of a mile. The average person can walk a mile in 13 or 14 minutes. 6/10 is half. So what's half of 13, 14? You called 911 at 2:17, right?
Like the first phone.
The first phone, which is 2 minutes after you get back. All right, so there's a 2 minutes discrepancy there, and then you call back again when you get your other phone working at 2:19. So,
You know what we're missing? Still?
9 minutes.
Right. And we're missing what? You leaving on foot.
I honestly didn't see that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But I cut through.
No, but you told us and we.
but if you cut through, I'll give you that. Let's say you cut through and it's not on there. Why is there a 9 minute discrepancy?
Although police confronted Ruben with evidence his story is false, they still couldn't get him to come clean with what happened to Lonzy. Ruben had asked to speak with Lana, who was being interrogated in another room. Investigators allowed her into Ruben's room to see if she could get him to reveal anything. Keep in mind, Lana's 21-month-old son is missing, and Ruben was the adult responsible for his care while Lana was at the strip club. Ruben lost her son, so you would think Lana would be distraught, frantic, and demand answers from Ruben, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It's also important to note that Ruben knows there is a camera in the room. He puts on quite a performance as he knows he's being recorded. I'm not so sure Lana is aware of the camera, at least not yet.
You don't want anything to drink?
Good.
Okay, can we sit in the other room?
We're fixing to use the other room.
Okay, good.
Let's go.
Now you
This shit is fucking crazy, man. I'm trying to stay low key in this shit. I came downstairs and went back up there.
That's the camera.
I guess. Motion camera, so. Yeah,
I can't even process my thoughts.
He brought me through the other way. It was right around 7 o'clock. And the store wasn't open, so he brought me this way. I just happened to glance up at the fucking TV and that shit was on.
Yeah.
He was in that little yellow with his cut off. I just like broke down. I'm like, shit is. This is it. That shit. No fucking.
Lana's demeanor is not one of a mother with a missing toddler. The fact that she walks into the room with Ruben and instantly cuddles up to him is unreal. I think they both know exactly what happened to Lonzy, and I'm sure investigators think the same. It's just a matter of proving it. Every minute that goes by is another minute Lonzy could be in danger. And you've got 2 adults in charge of his care, running around in circles, lying to law enforcement. This had to be infuriating for detectives trying to get to the truth. They brought Lana back into Ruben's interrogation room with the intention of her, quote-unquote, confronting him about the whereabouts of her son. But to me, it looks like another horrible attempt to put on a show for the camera. Also, pay close attention to how Lana refers to her son, Lonzy, in this clip. I'm sure it will infuriate you, but thankfully at the end, the detective says exactly what I was thinking watching this clip.
So you gotta sit on the other side of the table. I'm gonna give you about 2 minutes.
You think I did the shit?
No, I just want to know what's going on, Ruben. I just want an answer. I just want to know if my kid is okay.
You really think I did?
No, I don't. I don't know what you did, Ruben. I just. Where is he, Ruben?
I swear to you, I did. I fucking did a lot of things, but I did not do that shit. I did.
That's just, it's not fucking solving anything.
It's not, I know it's not, but
that's all I want to know is just where my kid is. That's it. I don't give a fuck who done it or how he got there. I just want to know where my kid is.
I know that.
And you're the only person that can give me any kind of answers. So
you think I know that then?
If you do, they're saying you do. They're saying you do. I don't know what else to, there's no one here for me to ask. There's no one else.
It ain't nobody here.
There's no one else for me to ask where he is. I mean,
I know.
I just want to know where he is. That's it. I don't want to know detail. Where is he? I'll go get him my f***ing self and cut all this shit out. Just.
Nobody's dealing with bull.
It is. All this is. These people gonna try and tell me that they don't know if I don't know where he is. Bitch, I don't know where my kid is. All I want is my f***ing kid.
Chill out.
That's it. I'm tired of chilling out. I have held myself and held myself and held myself. Now I want my damn kid back. That's it. Plain simple. I could literally take this chair and throw it around this room 1,000 times, and it's not gonna do me no good. I want my kid, Ruben. I want my kid back. If it was you would want them.
No, I would, man. You think I don't?
Man, I want him back. I want him back. I don't care what I have to do. I want my kid back. Plain fucking simple. I'm not allowed to touch you. They're standing right there watching. I'm not allowed to touch you. Me and you. It's me and you. F these people. F everyone else. Where's my kid? If you had to guess, where would you say? Where would you go look? That's the only thing that I can think of. I don't know. I'm not done talking to him yet.
We're done.
I'm not. I just if this is the obviously I'm no offense, but you guys ain't giving me no answers. This is the person y'all say got some. I'm not leaving till he gives me an answer. I want to.
He won't give it to you.
Control, manipulation.
No, let's not go there.
No.
Where's her son?
I'm telling you.
Where's her son? If you want 30 seconds, you got 29. 28.
I'm not trying to tell you to wait a minute. That's not the case. I'm not trying to say,
Give me some commissary money. Tell her where her son's at.
nothing. I'm just trying to say, just move the fuck on. I'm trying to tell you I didn't do it. Shit doesn't look right, but
I didn't do it, but it doesn't look right.
It doesn't.
Move on. That's what he's telling you.
Fuck
Really?
it.
Come on, let's go.
What the fuck? I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm not trying to keep you on.
Move on.
I tell you I love you, but
You had your chance.
Why can't you just
tell you what? What the fuck? I don't know.
tell me any fucking thing?
You let everybody down, man. You want to keep letting everybody else down on this?
Want my fucking kid back. Plain and simple. I want it back. I want him back. I don't give a fuck. Look, nasty as it sounds, whatever, if there is something that you fucked up with, made mistakes, whatever, I'm the only person that can push that. I'm the only person that can push that to do whatever to you, Ruben. Just let me know something, and I don't give a fuck about the rest of it. Just my kid. That's it. Just my kid.
What's his name? What? Little kid? Yeah. That's who he is. Let's name him, okay? He's not your kid. He's your son.
Yeah, he is.
Even after the detective called her out, Lana never uses Lonzi's name. He was referred to as her effing kid or her son, but she wouldn't use his name. Unbelievable. Ruben never left the police station that day. He was arrested for child neglect and giving false information to police. Lana was not arrested. Investigators didn't have enough to hold her, as she was at work at the time of Lonzi's disappearance. Detectives had their suspicions she was involved somehow, but needed more evidence to prove it. Lana was brought back into the police station to speak with detectives a few days later, but she stuck to her story that she knew nothing about what happened to Lonzi, although some interesting details were eventually revealed. It was admitted that Lonzi had some injuries that were untreated. According to Lana, those injuries had to have come from Ruben. She was now throwing Ruben under the bus, but by doing that, she was also implicating herself for neglect by admitting medical treatment was never sought for Lonzi's alleged injuries.
If he was physically attacked, disciplined, or whatever, that's an issue I have.
He did not tell me something happened to my baby. And that's the honest truth. That's the truth. I can't you know more than the truth, and that is it.
You can tell me that shirt's red all day long. It's blue.
Well, I'm telling you the truth. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. When you talked about the bruise with Ruben, did y'all get into any dispute over that?
I just told him I just told him that. And I said, look how white he is anyways. I said,
Why was he white? His complexion?
His complexion. I said, people are going to think that we abuse him. I said,
So you confronted him to some degree about the bruise?
Yeah.
Because it made sense that.
Okay, so you argued about it.
We didn't argue about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your definition of argument is,
we bickered a little bit.
That's an argument. Bickering is an argument.
Same thing.
Okay. Telling you the truth.
Okay, so hold on. Let's just say, let's end this right now, okay? You want to stick with this story, right?
With what story?
You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
I don't.
We're
know.
done.
Well, I don't know. But
You're done. We're done. We're done.
I can't.
Making a huge mistake.
What are you saying?
Thank you for your non-help.
What are you talking
Let me go.
Can I use the restroom?
Yes, in a minute.
Well, just give me a minute. I'll take you to the bathroom, all right?
Okay. I don't.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Nothing else came from this interview. Detectives became visibly frustrated with Lana, but they still did not arrest her. She was allowed to leave, but not for long. Lana was eventually arrested on July 24th, 2015, for the same charges as Ruben: child neglect and giving false information to police. At this point, little Lonzy was still missing. Lana bonded out, and instead of joining the search for her son, she went on an illegal substance binge with Lonzy's father, her ex, Chris Barton. These two supposed parents cared more about getting their fix than they did about their missing son. It just goes to show how little Lonzy was living prior to his disappearance. Not a single adult in sight gave a crap about him. It's infuriating. But Lana's partying and disregard for missing Lonzy didn't last long. She was under surveillance and soon got caught in an undercover sting, resulting in her arrest along with Lonzy's father, Chris Barton. The search for Lonzy and the investigation into his disappearance continued. About 6 months had passed, and Ruben's trial was about to begin. The same day the jury was about to be seated, he struck a deal with the DA. He would agree to plead guilty to aggravated manslaughter, lying to police, and tampering with evidence. He also agreed to reveal the location of Lonzy's body in exchange for a 20-year sentence without the possibility of parole. Lonzy's body was located in a wooded area off Highway 295, about 11 miles from the apartment complex Ruben and Lana were living in. He was located under some discarded tires in a trash pile. Shockingly, his 5-year-old sister was in the car when Ruben threw Lonzy away like trash. She tried to tell police where to look for him, but because of her age, they didn't find her credible. Had they listened to her, they may have found Lonzy sooner and not been forced to cut a deal with Ruben to locate him.
Barton investigation. This week we learned Ruben Ebron almost led police to the little boy's body the night he was arrested. And Lonzy's older sister nearly took them there too and said she felt it was her fault that Lonzy was, quote, stolen. News 4 Jax investigator Vic Michelucci went to Jacksonville Sheriff for answers. Vic.
Well, there are a lot of what-ifs with complicated investigations like this one, and hindsight is 20/20. But some people within JSO tell us they're concerned that important information was not used in the search for Lonzy. Drive down Bayard Boulevard, and this dinosaur is bound to catch your eye. It's in Justin Worthen's front yard.
The people come in the middle of the night, and like they'll get on the dinosaurs, take pictures with them.
He had no idea that this sculpture was a possible clue in the Lonzy Barton investigation. Yesterday, we obtained the full police reports on the case and learned that detectives spent time talking with Lonzy's 5-year-old sister. She told them, "I miss my little brother. He got stolen." Experts with the child protection team helped interview her. She told them, look in the woods and near the blue house, the green house, and purple and pink houses. What's not in the report is that she said she saw a dinosaur and a colorful fountain. Several police sources told us that, saying they don't know why that information wasn't released. Let's go back to that property on Bayard Boulevard. It's just a few blocks away from where Lonzy's remains were found last month. There we see brightly colored houses, that dinosaur, and get this, the homeowners say they had a fountain here up until recently. It was colorful and lit at night.
It was a water fountain in the middle, along with the lion and the rhino.
If you put the clues together here, it sounds like Lonzy's sister's description was spot on. So why didn't police let the public know? And could her statements have led investigators to the little boy's body?
The unimaginable trauma that Lonzy's older sister had to go through, witnessing the horrors that he endured, is truly heart-wrenching. At just 5 years old, she bravely attempted to guide the police in their search, only to feel unheard and overlooked. The burden of self-blame she carries is deeply unfair and undeserved, and my heart aches for her. I truly hope she finds the healing and love she so rightfully deserves, and that she is protected from any further trauma from Lana or anyone else.
Sheriff Mike Williams told me he's trying to find out. Any kind of response? Are you looking into why that wasn't put out into the public?
Well, you know, again, stuff that we'll look at. So we'll take an opportunity to look at all the aspects of this case, and that'll be part of it. And we'll see, you know, at what point did we know that? At what point did we decide to not put that out?
This homeowner thinks if officers focused their search in the area around his dinosaur, the case might have ended very differently.
I think if she told the police, and the police be here down the street a lot, they should have knew to come in this area and search.
So again, Sheriff Mike Williams says police supervisors are looking into this and trying to find out if anyone dropped the ball in the investigation. Remember, Lonzie's sister's remarks weren't used in court and were not released to the public because investigators said there were credibility issues because of her age and the mental trauma she might have gone through. She's now staying with her grandmother in Baker County. Tom.
Not only did Ruben reveal the location of Lonzie's body, he told police his version of what led to his death. Ruben stated that a bath was drawn for Lonzie, but he and Lana became intimate and forgot about the bath. They locked the door to their bedroom, and Lonzie must have gotten into the bath unattended and drowned. Instead of calling for help, they panicked because of all of the illegal substances in the apartment and came up with the stolen car ruse instead. He stated that Lana knew all along what happened to Lonzie and that they were both covering for each other. That I totally believe. Lana's actions after Lonzie went missing were not those of a frantic mother who can't find her son. I'm sure she knows everything, but just doesn't care. Lonzie's autopsy didn't reveal a conclusive cause of death due to the condition of his little body being left out in the elements for 6 months. But it did show that he suffered numerous injuries prior to and near the time of his death, including rib fractures. The drowning story, to put it mildly, doesn't hold water for me, though. I think it was Ruben's attempt to cast himself in a sympathetic light. In my opinion, the autopsy says it all. Lonzie had numerous injuries prior to and near the time of his death, which says to me he met his fate by a deliberate act of rage and had probably been enduring trauma in that apartment all along. In a shocking twist to this case, DNA testing on Lonzie's little body found that Christopher Barton was not his biological father. They haven't released, or I don't even know if they know who the biological father is, but Christopher Barton and his family thought little Lonzie was his child all this time. Lana was sentenced to a total of 12 years, 7 years for the drug charges, and only 5 years for child neglect. This is an absolute miscarriage of justice for Lonzie. Because of Ruben and Lana's deception, law enforcement were not able to locate his little body in time to get a conclusive cause of death and pursue a murder conviction. So these two will have the opportunity to walk free one day, and I highly doubt after 12 and 20 years in prison, Ruben and Lana will become upstanding citizens, which is not only a slap in the face to Lonzie, but a risk to society. Ruben is hoping the public will forget about this case and he will be free to live his life without judgment when he's released from prison. Lana is set to be released from prison in 2027, just 2 years from now. She was only 25 when she was sentenced, so she'll be in her late 30s when she's released, still young enough to do plenty more damage. Ruben is set to be released in 2039. He was only 32 when he was arrested, so he will be in his early 50s when released. Both have the luxury of some sort of future, something Lonzie had ripped away from him. We cannot forget the justice he did not receive. We need to ensure Ruben and Lana never forget it either. Rest in love, sweet Lonzie. You will never be forgotten.